I was walking the streets every day, hoping that today would be the day that I'd die.
I was about to become homeless and, was really scared with the thought of what am I going to do? I have nowhere to go.
I've, for the past 18 years, been on crack cocaine and alcohol. I was in a drug treatment program in jail, and my drug treatment counselors told me about the Next Door.
Well, when a woman comes to the Next Door, we recognize that she has multiple needs. It's more than just a place that works with their substance use or their substance dependence. 75% of the time, we're seeing a woman who has an underlying mental illness that's either been untreated or treated improperly, just giving another drug or another pill to someone to help them forget a trauma and not deal with the trauma, not talk through to the degree that's appropriate to help them begin to process their addictions.
I have had traumas in my life. So in bringing that up and talking about it, it has helped me think about it and be able to figure out how to deal with it.
I was able to learn how to let go of those hurtful things that I had carried for so long.
At the Next Door, we have a continuum of care. And that means that, we meet the client where they are. We, based on their needs, of the severity of their addiction needs, the severity of their mental health needs, they'll be placed on a level of care, and that may begin with clinical stabilization.
What the Next Door does in our clinical stabilization program is we actually provide a real opportunity, frankly, to take a breath, to regroup, to make a connection with someone.
We don't want to be just people who get the opportunity to be in relationship with them for a day or a week or the length of whatever treatment they're in. We want to have a lifetime relationship with them.
The program manager actually came to jail and picked me up herself, and that was impressive. It was 8 o'clock at night, and she was out there waiting for me when I got released from jail.
We tend to love to talk about evidence-based practices. Well, you know what? There's incredible research that backs up the role of faith and hope. And that people who have faith and people who have access to real hope through faith actually recover faster and stay recovered longer than people who don't.
Through AA, I was never able to get past the third step because I really didn't have the faith that you really needed, and I couldn't understand what it was that was missing. And when they say in AA about a spiritual awakening, being here has really helped me get that spiritual awakening.
No one here has to sign a statement of faith. We just want them to come. And as they experience the Next Door, many of them are going to be seeking, what makes you different? Well, this organization is different because of our Christ-centered foundation.
I've tried going to rehabs that weren't faith-based, and I would stay clean, for maybe some months, but I always relapsed. But the combination of the faith-based program and then working the 12 steps, that's what worked for me.
Well, the Next Door originally started as a 6-month program to help women re-enter society from incarceration settings like the prison or county jails. And what we learned over time is, what if we could get to those women before they ever made it to prison or jail in the first place?
We want to be a community resource for those women maybe that have not gone into prison yet, but if they don't change their behavior, they're going to. So maybe we can intersect that life in a way that changes the life before she has to go behind bars.
I wasn't physically incarcerated, but I was spiritually, and I was mentally, and I was emotionally. I was a woman in crisis, and the Next Door helps women in crises.
Well, we have a unique opportunity to work now with women inside the system.
It's a safe place for me to go every day. I can go talk about how I feel and, get the help that I need.
I think I've got more out of just being in Iris than anywhere or doing anything else on the compound.
Women need relationship. And the longer you're in a relationship with a woman, the more change that can happen. So we want to build relationships with the women inside the gate to where when they are ready to be released, they know who to call.
They actually do care and they do want to help you. They do want to see you do well.
When you see these transformed lives, then you say, yeah, this is real. This is something that I ought to get behind. And so first it was really Andrea's deal. But after I got to know more about it, it was more than just supporting my wife. It was supporting what I think is one of the most transformational projects that I've ever seen in my life.
I remember sitting with my wife in that first luncheon, and I'm saying to myself, you know, these women really know what they're getting into. I think my wife was the first one said, why don't you give us a break? You know, I was so happy she said it because it meant she'd been captured by the Spirit.
My motto around here is live in freedom. There's just no time for bondage. We've got so much to accomplish together. We want the women to know that truly freedom is possible, recovery is possible, abundant life is possible.
If I hadn't come to the next door, I could very well be dead today. I don't think that my mindset was at the point where I would have made it on my own without coming here. And I had to specifically come to the next door to get healed.
Before I came to the next door, I felt like I didn't have a future. I was hopeless. Truly felt hopeless and not redeemable. The way I feel about my future now, I truly believe that anything is possible.
If there was one word I would use to sum up what the next door has done for me, it would be hope.
Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe He's brought me this far to leave me.